If you're planning on taking the FTCE Marketing 6 through 12 exam, test code 057, then you're in the right place. My name is Sandra Matthews. I have a doctoral degree in education, and I'm a test prep expert with Study.com. In this video, I'll be providing a detailed overview of this exam, competencies, and the test format. I'll also be offering helpful testing and prep tips so you're sure to make the most of your study time and do your best on test day. Let's jump right in. The FTCE Marketing 6 through 12 exam is a subject area exam that Florida educators must pass in order to obtain the licensure necessary to teach marketing concepts to middle and high school students. The exam covers topics in marketing principles, sales operations, entrepreneurship, and marketing careers. The exam consists of 15 competencies. All of these competencies cover content knowledge and skills. This exam does not address knowledge of pedagogical practices. The first competency is knowledge of marketing careers and employability, accounting for 6% of the total exam. A related competency, which is 4% of the exam, is knowledge of work-based experiences. Knowledge of human relations makes up 7% of the exam, while knowledge of communications is 6% of the exam. One of the larger competencies, at 13% of the exam, is knowledge of economic principles. Knowledge of marketing mathematics is 8% of the exam, and 4% of the exam is dedicated to knowledge of financial literacy. The other large competency, accounting for 13% of the exam, is knowledge of marketing principles. Knowledge of selling is 8% of the exam, and knowledge of sales promotion is 7%. A total of 18% of the exam, 6% each, is represented by the following competencies: knowledge of business operations, knowledge of leadership and management, and knowledge of entrepreneurship. The final two competencies are 3% each of the total exam: knowledge of product and service technology and knowledge of program operation. The exam consists of 80 multiple choice questions. You have 2 hours and 30 minutes to complete the test. That works out to be about 2 minutes per question, which leads me to my first tip. Aim to spend no more than 1.5 minutes on each question, so you'll have enough time to review all your answers at the end and make any changes if needed. Here's my second helpful tip for taking the exam. Read each question carefully so you fully understand what is being asked. The third tip: use the process of elimination once you understand the question. You can typically narrow the answers down to 2 fairly easily. My last test-taking tip: be aware of tricky questions using the words least, except, and not that ask for the answer that least rather than best fits the question. Take time to take a closer look at each of the competencies making up the FTCE Marketing 6 through 12 exam. More information about these competencies can be found on our channel for videos, which also offer sample problems and reviews. Be sure to check it out. We'll also show sample questions here, so pause your screen as we go through them. Read the question and try to answer along. Knowledge of marketing careers and employability addresses topics in the marketing job search process, educational requirements, job interview techniques, resume and application preparation, and work habits. Questions found in the knowledge of work-based experiences category addresses student placement services, recruiting, types of work-based programs, and industry certifications. In the knowledge of human relations category, you will answer questions about time management, appropriate workplace behaviors, ethical business practices, and difficulties and positive experiences in customer-client relations. The knowledge of communication competency measures your understanding of forms of communication, communication technologies, types of business communications, and employee communications practices. The knowledge of economic principles competency measures your knowledge of concepts relating to supply and demand, business cycles, productivity, trade, and details about the gross national product, gross domestic product, and consumer price index. You must have an understanding of marketing, calculations and profit and losses, simple and compound interest, and purchase orders and invoices to answer questions in the knowledge of marketing mathematics category. And in the knowledge of financial literacy, you will answer questions addressing checkbook, balancing, personal investing, and saving options. Details about marketing strategies and functions, distribution channels, the product lifecycle, and pricing concepts are covered in Knowledge of Marketing Principles. For the knowledge of selling and knowledge of sales promotion categories, you can expect to answer questions about the steps of the selling process, sales quotas and incentives, and personal and non-personal sales. You must also be knowledgeable about promotional processes, types of advertising media, components of print advertisements, and the role of advertising agencies. For knowledge of business operations, you must demonstrate your understanding of processes in the shipping, receiving, inventory control, security and maintenance, outsourcing, and risk management. Knowledge of leadership and management addresses management styles and functions, human resources, and budgeting, while knowledge of entrepreneurship covers business ownership, business planning, and characteristics of a successful entrepreneur. For knowledge of product and service technology, you should be familiar with details about warranties, guarantees, and a source of production and service information. The knowledge of program operation possesses questions about professional marketing, organizations and publications, marketing, education trends, and organizations for marketing students. How should you best prepare for the FTCE Marketing 6 through 12 exam? Here's another tip. This one focusing on preparation. Start with a diagnostic to identify strengths and weaknesses. You might already know a lot about work-based experiences, so you don't need to spend a lot of time reviewing material you already are strong in. Taking a diagnostic on a site like study.com can pinpoint what you know and what you don't. Use the insights from the diagnostic to select what material you need to review and where you should practice. Study.com will create a personalized study plan for you. My next tip, if you're using other materials, you may need to put your own study plan together. Watch lessons to review material you are shaky on. If you feel confident about a topic, do practice. If you notice you're missing a lot, go back and review a lesson. This brings me to my last prep tip. Practice, practice, practice. This will help you get comfortable with the exam material, the question format, and the timing. As a result, you'll go into test day confident and prepared. I hope this video covered everything you're wondering about the FTCE Marketing 6 through 12 exam. Check out our deep dives on each competency and watch our practice problem walkthroughs to jumpstart your preparation. Also, check out our test prep course. There's a 92% pass rate for those who have completed this course. Please like and subscribe to our channel and hit that notification button so you won't miss any new videos when they drop. If there are any specific tests or questions that you would like us to review, please let us know in the comments below and we'll get to them as soon as possible. Finally, once you've passed your Marketing 6 through 12 exam, please leave a note in the comments so we can all celebrate your success. Good luck.